If it was a brand new engine, you would never put a dirty oil pan on a brand new engine. It's the same thing with your diff. You got a brand new diff, you spent good money on it. Why put it in a dirty oil pan? Clean it. We're here today, Carlos on the camera, Spence, WEIR Performance, and we're going to show you how to clean your nasty, filthy rear end. What a lot of people do when they clean their rear end, this is a mistake. So use brake clean and rags. You don't want to do that. The reason why you don't want to use brake clean to clean your housing is because it evaporates too fast. The solvent dissipates really quick and you can't get all of the grit out. Spool, welded, LSD, all this grit that's in here, you don't want that going into the LSD. You don't want that going through the bearings. It's bad situation. Okay, so to back out these studs, what you want to do is you double nut the stud. So you can see we got two nuts on here. You tighten the nuts together, that'll let you back the stud out without using vice grips or something and tearing the threads up. This is the easy way to do it. So I've already loosened them all up. So the point of doing that is you want to get these baffles out of the housing. And they pop right in and out. You can see this little tab here. Can you see that? So this is what just clips in right here. And all you have to do to get them out is just pop it out of that little clip there, kind of pull it down. Sometimes they're a little stubborn. There you go. They pop right out. So you want those out because we're cleaning all the way down into the tubes as well. It's out. Now this is a 7.5 inch Celica Supra. So on the 6.7, the GTS rear end, there's also a sheet metal tube that extends into the tube off of the baffle. So it's not going to look the same as this. It'll have a little sheet metal tube and you'll have to kind of pull it out. So what you want to use, simple hardware store, paint thinner or mineral spirits. And the reason you use this, it doesn't evaporate quickly. It cuts the gear oil and it helps float the particles out of the crevices. If you look down in here, you can get a little view of the camera. You've got all these little crevices in here. Debris gets stuck in those. The paint thinner floats it up out of there and down the tube. So what we're going to be using today, like I mentioned, the paint thinner. We got a squirt bottle. This has paint thinner in it. Toilet brush, and you know, this is to go down the tube. You can pick one of these up at, I don't know, Walmart, wherever. And just a regular paintbrush. You can wear gloves, you don't have to, but I would, and safety glasses, very important. So we're just gonna start getting everything wet. You can see in here, the paint thinner, it really starts cutting it really quick. And it doesn't evaporate right away, it stays wet, which is what you want, because you're literally, you can see the sparkly metal flakes, the debris, the grit. It's all starting to flow. It's floating out with the thinner. And like I said, mineral spirits, you can use mineral spirits. It's basically the same thing. Definitely do not use gasoline. Gasoline cuts gear oil really well, but it also burns very well. So it's very dangerous. The paint thinner is flammable, but not as dangerous as gasoline. So it's easier to do this out of the car. I mean, technically you could do this while the rear end housing is still in the car. Just a little bit more difficult. You're gonna have to pull the drain plug out if it's in the car, get a drain pan underneath while you're cleaning it. So basically you're gonna scrub. You wanna get this side of the flange down in the tube. You can grab a rag, soak it in paint thinner and wipe up in here, we'll go ahead and do that. So look at all the debris that's already up in that brush.
Whoa.
You can see down in here in this, all the debris.
Oh
the
yeah,
crud,
it's already getting
it's
down
all
there.
floating out of there.
Nice.
Well, it's hard to brush this side of the housing.
Oh.
So you can do it with a rag, get it all wet, get in there with your brush as well if you can. I'm just, this is just to give people an idea what they can do. Different options, different ways to clean. It's all still, you can see, it's still very wet, which is what you want. The brake clean would already start evaporating by now. So you just want to keep scrubbing. You can see all that, there's still some grit, some glitter shining up out of there. You can see the sparkles, hopefully. When you think you're done, you think you've got it clean, do it again. Do it one more time.
You should do that in the shower too, okay, people?
You want to clean the tubes out as well, not just where the oil is going to sit with the car sitting still. Because when you slide into a corner, you go into a corner hard, you're going to get oil going up into the tube. So you don't want to leave any debris up into the tube, because when that hot oil goes up in there,
pick it up.
it will pick up that debris and it'll bring it right back down into the main oil area of the housing, and it'll go up through the diff. So you want to avoid doing that. And to clean the tubes, get your brush nice and wet, get it up in here and just shove it down. You want to scrub it. You want to go all the way down as far as you can reach. The other thing you should do too, which I didn't show at the beginning, you should pop the axle seals out of each end. That'll help let the paint thinner, the debris, exit out the bottom of the housing.
Oh, it won't stay in those grooves
without getting trapped on the inside of the lip of the seal. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and flip this. We want to clean down in this tube as well. Now, Carlos, if you come in here, look down in that bucket real quick. That's all the gunk and debris.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
You can see the grit that's in it. And that's the damaging
that's
material.
The stuff that'll ruin a brand new rear end.
Yep.
All right. This guy just strong arm that diff. Well, this is a baby for you, huh?
Yeah, it's not that heavy.
It's not that bad.
Okay, so we've got it turned back over. You can see up here, there's quite a bit of still stuff floating in that paint thinner, the solvent. So we're gonna have to clean it some more. It's not quite ready, but we want to clean down this tube too. Just want to float all the crud out. Get it clean as you can. Down the tube. You can see how much stuff is still coming down.
Oh, wow.
So you might have to do this several times. So we're just gonna do a quick view into the rear end here. You can see how much cleaner that is from when we started. I mean, it's pretty much spotless in there now. And we're gonna show you down in the bucket of what we took out, or what came out.
All right.
So, see if I'll come over here to the light, see a little better. Don't trip on that.
All right, look at all that gunk.
Look at all that down in there.
Oof. That's a lot.
Not trying to flip you guys off, but anyways. You can see
there's a good amount of stuff there.
This is a petroleum-based product. So you can just pour this right in with your drain oil. And wherever you recycle your drain oil, you take it, you put it in the recycle, and you're not having to, pour it out in your yard or something stupid like that. So just pour that right into your drain oil, gone.
These aren't so bad, huh?
No.
Have you ever seen these like warp or?
I've seen where, mostly in the 6.7 rear. where they can get beat up pretty bad if a guy breaks an axle.
Oh.
And keeps on driving on it.
Keeps on keeping
you know, the
on.
axle can
Get in there.
it depends on where the axle breaks. If it breaks up in the diff, the axle will beat up the side adjuster on the diff. But if it breaks out a little further than that, it can actually beat this thing up. And what it'll do is it'll knock it out of its clips, and the thing will be rattling around in there making a bunch of noise. But you know, it's got a broken axle anyway, so it's got to come apart.
Yeah.
And I've seen where people have taken them out and left them out, which is not good.
Or put them back in.
You have to put these back in. This is to keep the oil, or to try to keep the oil from running up the tubes when you're on the bank at Irwindale. So look right down in here. See, so I blew it out a little bit, and you can see there's still stuff coming out of there. So it needs to be cleaned a little bit more. At least another shot, but at least now the guys know that, hey, you can do this at home.